So, I gotta do this video right quick because he gave me some ideas. Alright, tell him about the podcast real quick. Can you tell him about what you heard about the podcast with the Bruce Lee's non-church?
Yeah, it's the Dudes of Kung Fu podcast. Just look that up. They have a whole episode on non-contact Chisao and a bunch of other things. But it's a really good podcast for Wing Chun, MMA, Jeet Kune Do, that type of stuff.
And then who's on the podcast?
It's Alex Richter and Sean Magan.
Okay. So one of the reasons, we was just talking about it, but one of the reasons why I gotta record this right now is because I've been teaching this in my school for quite a while. And for actually a long time. Actually, yeah. I've actually been teaching Wing Chun. I had started back teaching Wing Chun really going back to 2007. And it was a girl I was teaching. And then after that, I really didn't teach no more. I had a couple of fights to prove that I did know Wing Chun with a dude that knew Muay Thai kickboxing. I never told you about that fight.
No.
But I won. But it wasn't that I cared to win, but I was proving the point that I was really about Asian martial arts, and he found out I really was about Asian martial arts. And that was the whole point. So there's a lot of Taiwanese, Chinese, Thailand folks, Vietnamese that knew me in college, and they would eat with me and try to pick my brain because they're like, how does a black dude know Kung Fu in the United States? You know, when the perception of a black guy is gun, 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 gang, 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 drug, drugs, drugs, rap music. That's the perception everybody has. So it's amazing when you come past someone like me and I'm just like, I do Kung Fu. You know, it's crazy. Anyway, now I'm going to teach you about, this is all about the wooden dummy too. If you have a wooden dummy, I want you to pay very close attention to the way the dummy's structured. First off, you have two arms that are out like this. They're really more like this if you look at it. But the arms out like this, there's an arm out here and there's a leg out here. What it's actually trying to tell you is that there's a person that can hold themselves like this in a fight. They don't hold themselves like this. This is stupid. This don't make any sense. There's now. There are some folks that'll have their hands out like this and it's all the way out. That punch is not going to have nothing behind it unless the other person is just so incredibly weak it's ridiculous. But people will have their hands out like this and have their leg out like this, and this is how they naturally stand. There's people that's going to have their arm low and have a hand up and vice versa. So the dummy's actually telling you, hey, people fight like this. And with Wing Chun being around for God knows at least 400 or 500 years, you would think people have evolved from this stupid stuff and fight differently. Nope. It's been the same for a long time. So it poses the question, when are we going to evolve? But that's another video. Right? Now, given that scenario, okay, a Wing Chun person, their opportunity then, even if they stand like this, or whatever the case may be, is that Bruce Lee put something very interesting out there. He said, I want to be able to do the Chisao without touching. Because another thing that he said, Clayton was talking about, is Hawkins Chung always talking about Ip Man always doing Chisao, not necessarily distance fighting. Even though now we have to pose the question, how did the others get the idea of distance fighting then? Like we have to really explore that. Now, I'm not going to answer for everybody because I don't know. I wasn't there back then. But one of the things I'm going to tell you or show you right now is about the idea of distance. I already did a video before, but I haven't posted it yet, but I will. And Actually, it was us. And I'm gonna show you this skill right quick. First off, like I said, if I hold my hand like this, I hold my hand like this. I have a leg out. His idea in his mind should be, oh, he's set up the way the dummy's hands are, right? So I'm going to reference whatever to get to a point where I am outside of whatever hand that's going to protrude out first, right? So he's getting ready. He's ready. He's ready to deal with me. If I attack with this hand first, because I'm from this point, he's going to deal with that hand, right? If I deal with this hand first, he's going to deal with that hand, however way he deals with it. If I have this leg and it becomes the kick, and I'm doing a front kick in this case, then he deals with whatever he has to deal with. Does that make sense? Now you have to expand it a little bit more. There's a thing called chi sao. Naturally, what happens in a Wing Chun school is that two people connect. However, you have a tan sao, you have a fu sao, and the only thing that really changes in your structure is the tan to the bong and back downward. You're learning how to screw in and apply that screw in structure to press a forward movement. The one thing I don't like about Wing Chun is how we really kiddify. Yeah, I said kiddify the way we do chi sao. He knows me. All my other students know me. I don't do this. You know, I'm not looking to do this, right? The only time I get to do this, there's going to be a video we're about to record in a bit about po pai without po pai structures. That's going to be important, okay? Now, what I do is I just naturally just roll, and I tell him, like I tell everybody else, get on my level. Get on my level of lightness. Get on my level of whatever. So by the time they do, if they feel me move a slight bit, they can adjust, they can deal with it accordingly. If that makes sense. You know, I want you to get to my level. Chi sao with a little kid, find out what happens. You'll find out you'll become amazingly light and sensitive that a lot of people can't match you. Like you should be doing now. Right? Chi sao with little kids. Make them do it. Make them do it for a long while. Do it for the next 5 years. You'll be great. Right? Now, with that being said, I want you to look at something real quick with this chi sao bit. I'm going to get a little bit closer so y'all can see. Actually, pause just right there. I want y'all to see something very, very important about chi sao. Most people do not understand. I am going to go here. I want you to watch very closely with their hands as we're coming along. I'm going to stop about right here. Now, I'm going to close my hands and I'm going to take myself away. What do you see now? What I just said earlier, right? Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. You see a structure. When my hand is up here, my hand is up here, and the leg is out. No matter which leg I use out, it doesn't matter. The whole point is the regular dummy itself, the body of the dummy itself, this is the second leg, which is the wooden dummy part, the post itself. You see what I'm getting at? This is just an example. So I want people to understand when they do chi sao, you need to make it more activated. Don't just do chi sao like this and this is it. I'm trying to get my students now, and I kind of failed as a teacher for this, but I'm trying to get the students now to start dancing with it, start walking, you know, just like Bruce Lee did. You know, get them activated, get them moving, you know, get them going all over the place. Change the structures. Now I don't make them do gansai, he don't know what the heck I'm doing, you know, because there is a gansai form of chi sao. There is the regular chi sao. There's going inside, outside with chi sao. There's all that. All of that. And you got to practice. Like I said about the wall, there's tools within these forms. You got to start using the chi sao. You got to use it while you're in the wall. You got to use it for the next thing we'll show. Whatever the case may be, build up your tools. Because a screwdriver shouldn't hammer a nail. Okay? It's not what it's for. So, if that's the case, I'm way out here. If he's that crazy to do a hook punch, please. That's the fastest hand. Do you realize that? If he does that, and he's doing the hook punch from this point, go ahead. That's the fastest hand right there. Now, true, Wing Chun's supposed to be about punching up, guarding, and attacking at the same time. Because that's even faster. But I also believe in fear. And sometimes just because you got 3 million Wing Chun practitioners, I guarantee you, less than 1 million, maybe 500,000, maybe even 200,000 will even do a punch and attack and guard and attack at the same time. I guarantee you. I put my life on it, because they're not trained like that. Because a lot of them, so let's admit human error, right? So you do have it where you guard and attack at the same time, and you can still do that, and that's a very fast attack, and to the point, and you can do whatever. But there's also the idea of fear. So this may be all there is. Or maybe you're really scared and you're not going to attack just yet. Maybe you need to get out. Maybe you need to get out. Maybe you need to do something to get out of that angle. Get yourself into a zone where you know they can't fight back. Now you have enough courage to attack. Let's stop playing Wing Chun for some perfectionist type of system. Play it for what it is. It's all about human error, human conditioning, psychology, and play it to real skill. Because in the end, that's what's going to save your butt.
It's never going to look like a movie.
Never going to look like a movie. You could get on a tabletop all day and punch 1,000 million times around the circle and hit people with your shin and knee off of the table and all that crap. Everything you see in the movies, great. It's not going to work that way. 1, understanding that chi sao can be done without touching. Bruce Lee already proved that knowledge. And his whole book of Jeet Kune Do and Jeet Kune Do, the commentaries with what you call and all that, is basically the hypotheses of what could happen in a fight and what to do from that point. The second thing is Wing Chun has already had them answers. And Bruce Lee didn't get to learn it, but he found his own way of learning it, which is good. But Wing Chun has always had them answers. If my hands are out somewhere or down somewhere or whatever, pick it up, bring it back in, square it off, fight back from that point. Another thing was the chi sao. When you do chi sao, don't just do chi sao. Get to the point in your brain cells to figure out, oh, that hand can resemble this kind of punch, that kind of punch. Because when you do chi sao, what? I'm gonna keep it honest, right? You can do something from this. You can do something from this. As I slowly go down every little part, you do something from this. This is the most realized point of fighting right here. You can do something from this. Every point. Even if I swear to go around and I do the Gansao point and I'm trying to do Gansao, from here, you can do something from here. Boom. Right? Do something from here. Right? Learn how to cross. Do something from here. Does that make sense? So every time you connect with a chi sao bridge, any kind of bridge, jump you, I just drew a gem out there. Every time there's a touch of something, There's your bridge. Hung Guard will tell you that. Choli Fu will tell you that. Wing Chun will tell you that. You can do something. Huh?
Kung Fu Panda tell you
Don't mention Kung Fu Panda. But from any point, you can do something with it and go from there, and it works. You just got to know what to do with Chi Sao, whatever. You got to find the fight within Chi Sao, and in the fight, you got to find the Chi Sao.